Hey y'all, it's Erica with Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. Thanks so much for being here with me. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Things are doing better around here now, or we're getting better. It's on the mend. This is another update video. First, Caleb had to have surgery. He had surgery on Monday, the 24th of October, and had 2 screws put in his foot to hold the ligament / tendon in place, because he had about a 3.5 millimeter tear in it, and the only remedy for that situation is holding the injury in place and letting scar tissue form. And so that's what had to be done. We went to see the specialist on Friday and got a surgery date of that very next Monday. So things moved very quickly, and I didn't have time to give y'all an update then. And things have really slowed down enough now to where I can give you this update and also shoot your November videos, which is what I'm about to do. And the purpose of this video was, 1, for an update, but 2, to also give you the video release order. Gonna work my butt off and get as many videos done as I can this evening, and what I don't get done this evening I will get done tomorrow morning. It is about 9 o'clock at night right now, so we'll see how long I can go, right? Anyways, I want to say thank you so much to everyone who gave me a comment of well wishes, positive energy, love, just good, y'all, I was overwhelmed. Pardon me. Overwhelmed with the outpouring of concern for my child that y'all gave me. I mean, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Most of the viewers that I have are females, and they're in the age range of being mothers or have been mothers. And when somebody cares about your baby, you can't help but love them. So thank you so much for reaching out and asking about my son, sending him well wishes. He wanted to give y'all a shout out. I never got around to videoing it. The next time I'm in Monroe, I will get him to tell y'all thank you personally. And maybe get to show you how big he is, because he's a giant compared to me. And yeah. Part 1 of 2 of my pride and joy. Just like any mom would say, right? No different here. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Caleb is on the mend. He has to keep the weight off of the foot for the next 2 months, and then in 4 to 6 months they will go in and remove the screws. So, we're not fully done. There will be physical therapy after the fact. This is a very common injury, or a pretty common injury in athletics. And when he was moved from the defensive line to the offensive line, I knew that his risk for injury went up. It's just the statistics of the game. But the thing that I haven't really shared is, back in the spring, when Mars started to do his retrograde dance and was preparing for what occurred earlier this year, I sat my ex-husband down and I said, Brad, you know, I see Caleb possibly having an injury to a lower extremity, just based on his personal chart. And Brad just kind of blew me off, which is not surprising, because most people just don't understand, and I guess I sound crazy when I talk about it to people. But it was my child, and, you know, I wanted to let the primary... Caleb lives with his father. So I wanted his father to know what were the possibilities that were coming up for our children. And when I see something like that in their charts, I try to give B a heads up. So I foresaw something like this happening. I didn't want to I didn't want to see my kid get hurt at all, no, but wanted to prepare him, my ex-husband, for it if it came to pass. and it did. And then I got to looking at the chart, and it was more of a nebulous injury that wasn't indicated by x-ray. My ex-husband is an RN, and he worked on an orthopedic floor for years at LSU Shreveport. So, or now it's University Health, but it was LSU Shreveport. So he knows what an x-ray of a broken bone looks like. And he was like, Erica, I was there and I saw the x-rays and you're freaking out over nothing. And I was like, there's something else to it. It's more, it's a bigger concern than what you're giving it. You're not giving it enough concern. And Mama Bear came out, and I got ugly about it quick because I wasn't being taken seriously, and I kind of I raised a little bit of hell. Shocker, right? And anyways, we got him to the MRI, and once we had the MRI done, I was told that he wasn't going to be seen until the original date for the consultation with the specialist was tomorrow, October 31st. And I was like, oh hell no, this is way too long to have to wait. This is something that needs to get seen about like yesterday. We've waited too long on it anyways. And sure enough, when we went to see the specialist on, well, we had surgery on the 24th, so whatever that Friday was before, when we went to see the specialist, he was like, yeah, this is an injury that can't be seen on x-ray. And Brad just kind of looked at me, and the color drained from his face a little bit. And I just told him, I said, just please don't dismiss me. That's all I ask, is just don't dismiss me. I know I sound crazy. I know that I can, because if I've got a message and it's not landing or being delivered, it ups my anxiety, and I start turning into that crazy woman. And, you know, crazy is debatable. Crazy is a spectrum, but those of you who have followed this channel and know me understand that, you know, crazy could probably qualify a little bit for me. Sensitive is what I would prefer to call it, but people would probably say crazy if, you know, under the right circumstances. But he's my kid. So yeah, this astrology stuff does, it speaks to things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will happen, but it gives you a heads up on the energy that is at play in your world. And the predictive nature of it as well is something amazing that amazes me more and more each time I see or have something like this come to fruition, where I've said XYZ might occur, and then however long later, I've got that person coming back to me validating and saying, yes, oh my goodness. So, a little bit of a background story on what had happened, where I went. A thank you, much love and gratitude to those who sent well wishes and sweet thoughts of encouragement to me on behalf of my son. I'm so grateful. Don't get me crying. This is also to give you a release order for the videos that I'm going to be doing for November. I'm going to present all of November's astrology in one video and do some cards, and we'll go from there. So thank you again for being here. Thank you so much for following me and my story and being invested in what's going on in my world. It means a lot to me, and y'all are awesome. I appreciate your presence here so much. And thank you so much for validating my path. Alright, y'all. Take care. I'll see you in your videos. Bye.